when Western Michigan and Eastern Michigan meet on the gridiron, it usually goes right down to the wire. And last Saturday in Ypsilanti, the 53rd meeting between the two teams was no exception. Once again, the Broncos rushed for over 200 yards, led by Jarvion Franklin, who had 104 yards and a touchdown, and set a new career rushing mark at Western Michigan. Tied at 17 at the end of regulation, this would go to overtime. Kicker Josh Grant put the Broncos up by 3 with a field goal. Then the Western Michigan defense held Eastern Michigan out of the end zone, forcing a field goal attempt that sailed wide right, sending the Broncos home with a 20-17 victory in overtime. I'm Robin Huck. Coming up, head coach Tim Lester joins me for Week 8 of Bronco Review after this timeout.
Bronco Review is a production of Western Michigan University Athletics and WMU Media Services, and is brought to you in part by Greenleaf Trust, financial security from generation to generation. Trust is in their name for a reason. They've earned it.
We didn't just break the mold, we made it. And we spelled it L-I-T-E. Because when you invent light beer, you get to spell it however you want. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Part of being a member at Arbor Financial Credit Union is the relationships and personal attention you get from our helpful and knowledgeable staff. But we realize you don't always have time for that. With Arbor Financial's secure mobile app, you can quickly check your balance, pay a bill, deposit a check, or find an ATM. In between, well, everything else. Visit us online at arborfcu.org for more information. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Are you considering home improvements? You should consider BlackBerry.
BlackBerry has completed several home improvement projects in our neighborhood, so when we were ready for 20 new replacement windows, we called BlackBerry. They completed the project on time and their workmanship was outstanding. Our friends are amazed, and we love the transformation of our home both inside and out with our new windows from BlackBerry Home Improvement Specialists.
Call today or go to blackberrysystems.com.
When I grow up, I'm gonna redefine pizza. One that will change the history of pizza forever. A pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni. This is my dream, and I can do it. Because my mom and dad said I can accomplish anything. And I will do great things in life.
Sorry, kid, it's been done.
But my dream...
Introducing Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
Hi, I'm Jim Vandenberg with Maple Hill Auto Group. We know that car buying is a journey, not just a destination. We know that we need to be there each step of the way for you, through parts, sales, service, through your entire ownership experience. At Maple Hill Auto Group, we look at every customer, not as a single purchase, but rather as a start to a journey that we hope spans generations. Maple Hill Auto Group, for a journey like no other.
Second down and 7, slot to the left, quick out, it's caught by Keyshawn. He's at the 5, he's at the 3, he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Western Michigan. Keyshawn Watson ducked it inside the pylon, and Western Michigan has regained the lead.
Keyshawn Watson with the touchdown at Eastern Michigan, and the Broncos into the end zone against their arch rivals. This game would go right down to the wire, as we mentioned in the open, but those were some big points.
Yeah, we had a little rhythm going at that point, and it was a good job. That pace, I think, really got us that touchdown. They couldn't line up as fast as we were lining up, and we had two guys open, Anton and Keyshawn, and John found them, and we got a lead.
It was homecoming in Ypsilanti, Western Michigan and Eastern Michigan at Rynerson Stadium. That was one of the bigger crowds I've seen at Eastern Michigan.
It was. I mean, both sides were full, and it was loud, and it was definitely a little bit different than some of the Eastern games in the past, but it was a good crowd.
Bronco fans were there too, and like we said last week, normally these games between the Broncos and the Eagles are tightly contested, and this was certainly one of those. Yeah,
talking to even our players about last year, they said it was one of the most highly, fought contested games, and obviously when I played, we went to overtime with them or beat them by a field goal, and it didn't let us down. It was the same thing at Eastern Michigan.
Here's your kickoff guy, Derek Mitchell, and he is a super weapon, kicking and punting.
It's unbelievable. I mean, there should be a new stat of how many times did you pin him inside the 10, because he doesn't even, the inside the 20 stuff's almost too easy for him. So he's doing such a great job helping our defense, and I mean, they swarmed all day. They played great on defense.
Your run defense doing a great job, led by Stephen Clark and Andre Turner, those guys up front, and your linebackers. And here you go. Quick out to D. Eskridge.
Yeah, we got it going early on. We knew we were facing a good defense, and we knew we were going to struggle running it early. We just need to be patient with it and count on our passing game a little bit more early on. And I thought our receivers are growing up slowly but surely, and I'm proud of the way they're working.
Broncos do a good job here against Brogan Robeck, get him tangled up, and he is a really good quarterback.
He can throw it now. I mean, you get him back there and let him use that arm. He can throw it sidearm. He can throw it over the top. I mean, he's got a lot of arm talent, and it was we kept him contained most of the day.
Your guy had a pretty good game too until he went out with an injury.
He was doing a good job. He was managing the game and putting us in good situations. And unfortunately, later on in the game, he got banged up, and and we got to see a new face.
Here you have him pinned down there by the goal line, thanks to your punter, Derek
Yeah,
Mitchell.
I mean, he did it all. We had 5 kicks from the 10 and down, which is an amazing out of 6 months.
All right, here we go to the second quarter, still scoreless, and there were some points put on the board in the second quarter, and the Broncos had a lead at halftime.
Yeah, it was. We started slow, and the field position game you can see right here where we started getting drives starting at midfield. And we got the ball in Darius' hands once, which is always fun. And they were kicking out of bounds away from him. We got started at the 50 once, and the field position was in our way the whole time. And we got more and more comfortable on offense. I felt like we started getting in rhythm here in the second quarter.
All right, John Wassink going with a short passing game, and here he takes off and runs. And this is a beautiful run. It set up a field goal for you.
Yeah, I've been begging for him to use his feet more, and because he's a really athletic kid, and it was good to see him do it. It was great to see Josh. That was a big kick. It was a longer kick, and he continued to try to build his confidence.
36 yards. Buster was there, and high-fiving the fans, and now your defense goes back to work against Eastern Michigan's talented offense.
Yeah, that with their receivers and their quarterback, we knew that you have to keep them contained the whole time because it just takes one play, as powerful as they are. And we got in his face. Here's another one, and we got in his face, forcing him to throw the ball away. And man, to give up 2 touchdowns an entire game and get 3 turnovers is our defense really led us to victory.
Here you go on the bubble screen, and this is kind of like a run. You swing it out there.
It's the outside run, yeah.
It's just an outside run to your wideouts. And this guy, Donnie Ernsberger, had a heck of a game.
I mean, he is all effort all the time. It's hard to tackle him. I mean, I was proud of the way he got a couple big third downs in the third and fourth quarter for us, and was our offensive player of the game.
Yeah, he had one of his best games ever, 6 catches, 91 yards. Normally you think of him as a blocker, but he really did a good job catching the ball.
Yeah, and he was the guy at the end of the game that we let fly on top of all the players, which they all love doing, because he just epitomized the toughness that we had as a team. Here's a great catch over the middle on a third down that he made, and he was just our third down machine that kept everything going.
And here you swing it out to Anton Curtis, who's really coming on as a wideout.
He is. I really think they're coming along. The passing, the receivers. I mean, Donnie's been there the whole time. Where these guys, Sam Beal. This is my favorite play of the game because we've been working so much with Sam about high pointing balls because he loves the body catch. And man, that looked exactly like it should. That looked like a real live play. He high pointed the ball and gave us some momentum to get Jarv going.
And so Jarvion really takes off as the game moves along and finished with 100 yards and a lot of that in the second half. And here you go to D. Eskridge up the sideline. This is a quick drive that you put points on for.
Yeah, and I think that the intercepting gave us a ton of momentum. And here's Donnie going down the sideline. Great throw by Wassink. And just gave us the momentum we needed to get our run game going. We knew that it was going to take a while to get their front 7 tired. And I just kept telling them, hey, we're going to keep running. We're going to keep running it. And sure enough, we wore them down as we got late in the second and into the second half.
Keyshawn was open, and Anton Curtis was wide open.
There was no one on Anton. We were hoping he'd throw it outside, but he didn't see it. He dropped it. Anton had no one to block, so it worked out either way.
Yeah. He was so open there was nobody there to block.
Yeah, it was interesting.
All right, Western Michigan on top, and you would go into the locker room with a 10-7 lead. The Broncos looking for the win on the road against their rivals, Eastern Michigan. When we come back, we'll look at the second half and, yes, the overtime after this timeout on Bronco Review.
You trust Dunchie Body and Frame for all your collision repair work, but they offer so much more, like paintless dent repair, brakes and wheel alignment, and perfect paint matching. Dunchie also works with all insurance companies to make sure your vehicle is restored to pre-accident condition. So for personal service and high-quality workmanship, call Dunchie Body and Frame at 375-2100 or visit their website, dunchiebody.com. Dungey Body and Frame, part of your community since 1973.
Whether it's your knee, back, or wrist, a small pain can be a big problem that affects everything you do. Ascension Care teams at Borges take the time to listen, because listening to you helps us see your whole picture. More conversation, more back and forth, more questions and answers. That's what helps us understand all aspects of you and your life. Find an orthopedic doctor who is right for you at borges.com/orthopedics.
The people who accomplish so much are always striving to do even more. Now, with our help, they will. It's time for more.
At Galesburg Ford, we're getting geared up for fall. So if your goal is to be driving a new car,
Rush on down to Galesburg Ford.
You can't afford to pass up these great deals on a new car or truck at Galesburg Ford.
Right now at Galesburg Ford, get an extra $1,500 rebate on Escape, Edge, or Explorer if you currently own or lease a non-Ford vehicle. Trick or treat, this deal expires on Halloween.
When it comes to your next vehicle, our team has you covered at Galesburg Ford.
not too far for your next car.
Your home isn't easy. This is where your kids will draw on the walls, where the people you love will gather to laugh and cry. It's a big decision, which is why choosing your mortgage partner should be easy. With low rates and quick turnaround, Arbor Financial Credit Union can create a customized mortgage solution that is right for you. Visit us at arborfcu.org to find out more. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
They give it to the running back, fumble the ball, it's on the ground, and the Broncos recover it at the 11-yard line. Western Michigan forces another fumble, and they come up with a football.
Broncos come up with a big turnover in the second half. Andre Turner right on the football. He's having a heck of a senior year at a down tackle for you.
Yeah, I mean, he does such a great job. Him and Stephen Clark in the middle getting pushed makes us formidable in the middle of that defense.
All right, let's go to Reinerson Stadium. Take a look at some third quarter highlights. Western Michigan leading 10-7 going into the second half. And there's the head coach. And the team. You got some guys who weren't able to go in this game, and some other guys had to step up and play. And here's Jamari Bogan, who had a good game running. He did put a couple on the ground, though, and I know he wasn't happy with that.
Yeah, he was down in the dumps, and he was happy that we won, and it's something that he'll go back to work on. He's been a guy that's played a ton of football and has not put the ball on the ground much. And so he'll get better, and we have faith in him. We'll continue to hand him the ball. He's too good of a player not to.
That's Sergio Bailey, and you did a great job on Sergio Bailey. He really wasn't much of a factor.
I mean, I feel really good about our corners. I mean, Darius Phillips and Sam Beal, I think, are two of the best cover guys, and they put our guys out there and give them the challenge of, you can't cover this guy. Here's Donnie again, just making play after play. But those two guys really help us when you're going against a team that has some offensive firepower outside, because they can cover, they can man cover anybody.
And then Jarvion goes to work. He had 3 or 4 carries in a row here and ends up scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
And he just gets down there in the pile and won't go down and picks up extra yards. And then here he reaches over the goal line and scores a touchdown.
I kept telling the O-line that we're going to keep doing. That was the same play 3 times in a row. We just kept running it, and I'm saying, well, we will wear them down, with our running backs, our tight ends. And we did. And the guys, I think, gained a lot of confidence from that.
17-10, Western Michigan on top at that point. But, this Eagle offense is very capable, and they would end up tying this thing up. And here's your kick return team that did a pretty good job. Your special teams as a whole are at or near the top in every category.
Yeah, the field position game, that we're not getting as the explosive plays as much anymore because they're not kicking it to Darius. He's not getting the touches. And but field position-wise, we're number 1 in the league, and it's helping our offense out.
And they tried to run against the Broncos. It was a tough sledding in there against Stephen Clark and Andre Turner.
And 2 fumbles.
Nick Maddich, too.
Yeah, 2 turnovers that we got because of they kept running inside, and our guys kept popping the ball out, and those are big turnovers for us.
Quick out to Keyshawn, and he makes that first man miss and picks up positive yards.
Yeah, we started getting a little bit of momentum here, and it helped us as we went into that fourth quarter. Felt pretty good about where we were at the time.
All right, we go to the fourth quarter, Western Michigan and Eastern Michigan. Broncos trying to spoil homecoming in Ypsilanti for the Eagles and their fans. And tell you, there were a lot of Bronco fans there too.
Yeah, our side was full, no doubt, and we could hear them, and it was a great atmosphere, especially when they had a bunch of teams celebrated coming back. So it was by far the loudest, Eastern Michigan stadium I've ever been at.
Caleb Bailey and Malik Rucker doing a good job. Those two guys would factor in the overtime we'll see here down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I thought our linebackers played great all day, and Rucker, we had an injury to Ginwright, and so he was kind of forced into play. He was going to play a little bit, played a ton, and made some really big plays, especially in the last couple.
Tried to go over the middle, and D. Eskridge took a shot right there, and that was a targeting penalty, and that player was ushered off the field.
He's a really good player.
He's really good. He was Calhoun, and he was gone for the rest of the day.
That helped. If that would have happened earlier, it would help, because he was the extra guy that kept coming in and run fit and not letting our run game turn into a huge run game. We're able to get 5-6 yards of carry instead of 20, and he was the key to that whole thing.
Well, now your backup quarterback is in there and played a lot of the fourth quarter because John Wassink went out with an injury, and this was a crazy play. After you turned it over, they tried this double reverse, and Balabani stayed at home and slowed it up, and then you guys cleaned it up.
Yeah, we needed momentum. We had just turned the ball over, which is uncharacteristic, and we need our defense to make a play, and they did. They did that all day. They kept responding every time we needed something from them. And that's kind of, when you have as many seniors as we have over there, that's kind of what you need to lean on, and that's why we're doing it.
And you got the ball back here and had a chance to take it down the field and kick a winning field goal.
We did. There's Reese running the ball, and we got an extra blocker out in front of him, and we got ourselves into a reasonable. Here's a great play he made and a great catch by Donnie to get us the first down. Put us in position for about a 43-yard field goal, 46-yard field goal maybe to win the game, and unfortunately weren't able to get it done, but we got ourselves into that position, which I was really proud of the management of the game and the offense for putting us in that situation.
So you put it there on the right hash, and it was just a little bit wide right. So to overtime we go. Eagles played overtime earlier against Ohio. The Broncos certainly know what overtime is. 7 of them against Buffalo. And so one overtime, that's like a walk in the park.
Yeah, I like one's a lot easier. We went down there and kicked our field goal. Josh did a great job of rebounding from struggling on the first one. And here you see Reese running the ball again, taking on their corner and getting a positive gain. And then it came down to our defense needing to make a stop.
Little wildcat with your quarterback, and then Jarvion takes it in there, and the drive ended up stalling as he tried to draw here with Reese Goddard. He got stopped, so you call on your kicker, and he's got to come right back out and make a field goal, and he nailed it.
He did. I'm proud of him. We're going to need him to have that confidence moving forward.
Buster was confident, and now your Western Michigan defense goes to work, and what a job they did after Eastern Michigan got that thing down inside the 5.
Yeah,
they're on the 2-yard line.
Down to the 2 on first and goal, and then we had the tackle for loss by Spillane right there, and now you get him in a third down. We're going to try a little swing pass here, and great job by Rucker turning them in to Bailey. Bam, lose it, and then the rest is Sam Beal. Really, you don't see that from that angle, but Sam Beal did a great job getting in the kicker's face. And he didn't follow through.
Missed the kick, and the Broncos go home with a 20-17 win, and some happy Broncos there.
Yeah, they're pretty fired up. There's my little ones, and they were excited the way it ended so abruptly. We were ready mentally to go on to another one, and Sam did a great job. There's Donnie, he was a player of the game, and it was exciting in that locker room.
Donnie Ahrensberger, 6 catches for 91 yards, and they were all big. Broncos win it. We'll be back with more Bronco Review after this timeout.
Maple Hill is proud to be a Subaru dealer. Subaru, it is like no other. Because of the 35 miles per gallon that you get in the summer and the all-wheel drive in the winter, the 5-star crash test ratings, the recommendations year after year from the best consumer magazines out there. Own it and you'll say, I love my Subaru. At Maple Hill Subaru, it is a journey like no other.
Part of being a member at Arbor Financial Credit Union is the relationships and personal attention you get from our helpful and knowledgeable staff. But we realize you don't always have time for that. With Arbor Financial's secure mobile app, you can quickly check your balance, pay a bill, deposit a check, or find an ATM. In between, well, everything else. Visit us online at arborfcu.org for more information. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Does your home need a facelift? You should call BlackBerry. For over 35 years, BlackBerry's been improving the look of homes throughout West Michigan with new roofing and siding. Right now, save 50% off the installation of new roofing and siding from Blackberry, featuring the Owens Corning Duration Shingle and Mastic Vinyl Siding. 50% off installation of roofing and siding and pay no interest for 18 months. Call today or go to blackberrysystems.com.
Lastly, Uverse gives you a whole bunch of on-demand TV shows and movies. Let's get started.
Well, how many is a whole bunch? As many as Xfinity?
I swear you're gonna love it.
That didn't really answer my question.
Over 5,000 on demand.
Well, Xfinity On Demand gives us over 30,000.
We'll set it up for you.
Don't settle for Uverse. Get over 5 times more on-demand TV shows and movies on TV with Xfinity from Comcast.
Little Caesars has introduced the extra most bestest pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. This affects the pizza economy, causing demand for Little Caesars to skyrocket and employment to enter a pizza boom. Where will Little Caesars get all these new employees? Oh, that's where.
Get the new Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza. Spins to his outside. Has it inside the 15. Still won't go down. Jarvion inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line. Cuts it back inside for another nice gain. He's inside the 10 down near the 5. Second down. Handed off to Franklin again. Cuts it back inside down near the goal line. Trying to reach over the goal line. He's in for the touchdown. Jarvion leans over at the last second and scores the touchdown.
There he is, your new career rushing record holder at Western Michigan, Jarvion Franklin. He broke Robert Sanford's record. Robert Sanford took many of his handoffs from this guy, Tim Lester. And Robert was at the game.
He was. He flew in from Miami to be a part of it, and it was fun to see those two interact. I think Robert was proud that Jarvion, the type of person Jarvion is, that he got to be there when his record went down.
Jarvion's an excellent football player. He's a great person, too, and a wonderful leader for your team. He's really leading not only with his play on the field, but off the field, too.
Yeah, he could care less about the records. He wants to win. And he helps the young kids develop, and he's such a positive role model in our locker room. And he'll look back someday and really appreciate what he's done in his career. But right now, just like Robert was, they just want to win games, and that's why he is who he is.
Similar kind of backs, both big and strong and physical, and Jarvion Franklin just wears you down.
Yeah, I mean, he's a physical. Between our offensive line and Donnie, and then put Jarvion behind him, it is a physical game when you play the Broncos.
All right, next up, it's Western Michigan and Central Michigan. They're in the national spotlight, midweek action at Waldo Stadium. We'll look ahead to that game next on Bronco Review.
Staying with a standard checking account isn't much different than stashing your money in a piggy bank.
Oink, 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 oink.
A momentum checking account from Arbor Financial Credit Union is like strapping a rocket to your piggy bank and launching it to higher earnings. With momentum checking, the more you use your debit card, the more interest you can earn. Up to 4% APY on balances up to $15,000. Visit arborfcu.org to find out more. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Whether it's your knee, back, or wrist, a small pain can be a big problem that affects everything you do. Ascension Care Teams at Borges take the time to listen, because listening to you helps us see your whole picture. More conversation, more back and forth, more questions and answers. That's what helps us understand all aspects of you and your life. Find an orthopedic doctor who is right for you at borges.com/orthopedics.
At Galesburg Ford, we're getting geared up for fall. So if your goal is to be driving a new car,
Rush on down to Galesburg Ford.
You can't afford to pass up these great deals on a new car or truck at Galesburg Ford.
Right now at Galesburg Ford, get an extra $1,500 rebate on Escape, Edge, or Explorer if you currently own or lease a non-Ford vehicle. Trick or treat, this deal expires on Halloween.
When it comes to your next vehicle, our team has you covered at Galesburg Ford.
not too far for your next car.
Carter Osterhouse. What do you do when you discover something great? Well, you tell your family and friends about it, right? Well, that's exactly how Lake Michigan Credit Union became the fastest growing credit union in Michigan. With some of the best checking account rates in the nation and guaranteed low mortgage rates, word is spreading fast about Lake Michigan Credit Union. Anyone can open an account. So tell your friends. Lake Michigan Credit Union, the best place for your money.
Spotted at the 11, 21-yard attempt. Mitchell to hold. Derek put it down.
And Grant's kick is up and good. Low snap, they got it up, and Fricano missed the field goal, and the Broncos have won it in overtime. It was a low snap, and Fricano missed it wide to the right, and Western Michigan has won it in overtime, and the Broncos stay alive in their bid for another MAC championship.
Big win for the Broncos on the road against Eastern Michigan in overtime. They stay in the thick of the race in the MAC West Division, and now it's rivalry week. The Broncos and Central Michigan, Tim, hooking up. And you played in this game. You know what it's all about.
It is a heated game. There's a bunch of energy in it. And, our guys are looking forward to playing in Waldo and at a night game, and it'll be a great energy booster for our team.
It's physical and it's aggressive, and guys get after each other.
It goes back anytime you're playing for a trophy now, and the history goes way, way back, and we've been going through that this week, and our guys are excited about it.
It's a battle for the Cannon Trophy, and it gets the national spotlight, national TV on the Western Michigan Central Michigan game this time.
Yeah, it's going to be, people are going to have a chance to feel that rivalry. It's two towns going against each other, alumni going against each other, and we got a new quarterback that's going to roll out there in it, and we're excited about him. And so it's going to be a great game, great atmosphere too.
Now the Chippewas start a fifth-year senior, Shane Morris, who transferred from Michigan. You're starting a freshman making his first start ever, Reese Goddard.
Yeah, he, unfortunately John's hurt, and Reese finished the game out for us really well last week. So we're excited about his future. He is an 18-year-old kid, and that Morris kid, he's fun to watch. He's got a strong arm there, explosive on offense, and it'll be a great challenge for our defense.
Good luck against the Chippewas.
Thank you.
And we'll have all the highlights on our next Bronco Review show. We move to Tuesday nights starting November the 7th, so write that down. Moving from Thursdays to Tuesdays now with midweek action coming away. For Coach Lester, for our staff here at Bronco Review, I'm Robin Hook. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
This it, Daddy!